Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com, and these are the market positions for January the 5th, 2010. Now our first position for tonight is going to be in the foreign exchange market, specifically the Euro-British Pound currency pair. Now we've been trading this one for several weeks. This has been a recommended trade directly to my clients for weeks now, the better part of December. We were originally buying off this 84 level. We've moved all the way up to the 86.50. We're now getting some resistance right around this 86.50 level. Now, key levels I want to point out here from Vantage Point come in at 85.29, 85.59, and 85.71 with a close of 85.33. So we've closed just above our key level at 85.29. I believe this area excuse me, is likely to hold, however not with some volatility. Now looking at things, we can see that our predicted short, medium, and long-term differences are now pointing to the downside, but we are well above the zero line. The short term is broken lower, but again, this turquoise colored line is a short-term indicator that it's moving lower. We want to use this as a buying opportunity. We've closed at 85.33. We have this long candlestick here that's moving down. This candlestick beside it is the predicted range tomorrow from Vantage Point, and we can see that it's sitting right around that 85 level. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to go in, have a look at the daily report, and see what's actually happening with this currency pair. Now again, we've been moving up steadily since about the beginning of December. Perfectly normal for this thing to correct lower. Now we can see here for tomorrow our predicted low is 84.94, our high is 85.87. The neural index is pointing down. We can see our short-term predicted differences is turned negative. However, the medium and the long term are still net positive. So with that said, what I want to point out here for tomorrow, we are expecting it to pull back a little bit further, but not to any real extent. Now, looking at our multiple crossovers here from Vantage Point, we can see that in the short term, our crossover is slightly to the downside. However, our medium term and our long term crossover is still saying that this is going to move higher. Now, again, what I can also do here is I can bring in our predicted range from Vantage Point. Vantage Point has an indicator here that I often use that can show me, I can put the predicted high and the predicted low for the day right on the chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply that just to have a look and see what's actually going on here. Now looking at this, putting the predicted high and predicted low on the screen and right on the chart for a visual presentation, we can see that on multiple times it's actually broke above the predicted high of the day. Now the red line represents the predicted high, the black line represents the predicted low. Now this candlestick here today is broken below the predicted low, but we have some economic announcements, a number of different things happening. Now looking at this here, the black line is pointing to the bottom of this bar chart right here, the red line to the top. So for tomorrow, we're going to be using that 85 level to get into longs, and then we would like to see the market move back towards that 86 level after a very minor correction. Now that's our first position for tonight. Our second position, we're going to be looking at March rough rice futures. Now this is an interesting trade here also. I'm going to before we get started, I'm going to bring up my my triple EMA cross. Now looking at this, we can see the leading indicator here for this move up was the 3-day crossing over both the 8-day and the 18-day predicted moving average. We're getting a little bit of a retracement here. We've closed at 14.50. Our key level is 14.0670. Now again, the predicted short, medium, and long-term differences are all net positive. Predicted MACD is crossed to the upside. Our predicted true strength indicator is crossed to the upside, also in oversold territory. This trade still looks very good. Now again, we have a base sitting here just below this 1350 level. We've got some good, basically what appears to be a triple bottom at this level. Now looking at our major crossovers, we have our short-term crossover here from Vantage Point has crossed to the upside. It is still not crossed to the downside despite the volatility. Our medium-term crossover from Vantage Point still pointing higher, and our long-term crossover again also just making that crossover to the upside. So this trade certainly looks like it has some very good opportunity for a bigger move. Now, what I want to point out here, we're going to go in, have a look at the daily report, and see exactly what we can expect for a predicted high and predicted low. So for tomorrow we have 1404.40 as the predicted low, 1435.80 as the predicted high. So for tomorrow we're going to be looking to get in right around that 1404 level. That's our entry point on a slight pullback. Now our target short-term traders will be looking at the 1435 area. However, our longer-term traders, I would be looking closer to this 15 level again, and possibly even higher. That would be a more medium to longer term target. Now, the reason I say that, that's our second position for tomorrow. Now, a very similar pattern I want to point out was forming just the other week, two weeks ago, when we got into this orange juice contract. We were buying it off the 159 level. It's now trading at 180. This was an incredible trade, but it looks like that rough rice contract is shaping up in a very similar fashion. It's a slower move, but we have that opportunity. So we definitely want to look for some opportunity there. So those are the market positions for January the 5th, 2011. And again, my name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com.